My name is Phedon Papamichael and I'm a cinematographer. I live primarily in Los Angeles, but often come to Greece. And currently we're in beautiful Como, Italy. Nebraska is a special film. I mean, when I read it, Alexander's films are always very well written. They have great characters that are really fully rounded and great, very well developed. And Nebraska is no exception, but when I read Nebraska, in addition to his normal strength in the characterization and the creation of these people that always feel very real and human and everybody can identify with, Nebraska felt very cinematic, which, Sideways didn't so much. I mean, of course, it's in beautiful wine country, but there was something when I read the script where I realized the visuals in this movie are very important. They will help the characters, they will help the themes that the film is dealing with, and they will support them in a poetic way, and it did that. And of course, I went with Alexander on a road trip, the two of us, because he's very familiar with the landscape and he's from Omaha. And we just drove for 3 days, the whole route from Montana to Wyoming, went to Mount Rushmore, into Nebraska, and the openness of the land, the expanse of the landscape, the sky, in a way how desolate it is and how devoid of people. It's like you would drive into these towns and never see anybody, and it really works well for the story, and it really creates this, supports the idea of, loneliness and lack of communication and all of these. And I think, Alexander, we are now talking about a new film, and it looks like we finally got the green light. It's a little bit of a bigger budget film because it has some visual effects. That is not typically what Alexander does, but it might be a different kind of a visual effect movie, so it could be interesting. So hopefully we'll do that next year. I think it's very encouraging what I'm seeing in Greece with the new filmmakers. I've been lucky to meet quite a few. In the recent years, we have in Los Angeles, we have a LA Greek Film Festival, so often they travel and I get to see the films, and I certainly think that with the success of Dogtooth, there was a new recognition of Greek cinema internationally that has continued with such filmmakers as Athena and with Attenberg and Elle, and many films that travel internationally now and are well received. So I think it's good. I hope the funding continues to become available for them. I know it's still, even with the success, a struggle. But films, I think what they realized is, they can find their own language and make their own films without having to compete or try to compete with, American cinema or films from bigger film nations. That you can actually do effective storytelling with very simple means, and that's important to recognize, because in the 80s and 90s, we're like, we just can't make movies like America. I'm like, yeah, don't make movies like America. Make different movies and talk about your society and your don't try to make a big visual effects movie. Don't try to make an action movie. Don't find humor in your own society and then things that are important to you, and those can be done in very, very simple ways. I mean, when Polanski did his first movie, there's 3 people on a boat. The reason he did that is like he didn't have enough money to do anything. So you can find stories, but I'm very impressed with what's happening, and I hope it continues. And I know there's Falira House and Christos Konstantakopoulos is supportive. I mean, of course, he can't produce everything, but I feel that people should be encouraged and not just look to escape from Greece, which often seems to be the #1 request or for information that I get when I talk to young filmmakers. Help me, how do I get out of here? And I go, it's, you know, it's bad, because if every talented person leaves, and then, or the ones that have had success, if they leave and then they don't come back, that's also not good, you know. And I would love to come back and work in Greece, and we are planning on it, and we are talking about it, and I think we're able to bring bigger actors to Greece, and hopefully we'll be able to make films in Greece.